Actor Alec Baldwin, California Senator Barbara Boxer, comedian Joan Rivers, and radio talk show host Billy Bush.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, my. Well, I know why you're... Thank you. I know. It's all chicks tonight. It's, no, I shouldn't say that. It's, we have a special audience tonight, mostly from the Women's Leadership Forum, aren't you? Because tonight was the second night of the Democratic Convention, very exciting, and there was a big controversy, of course, because tonight was the night that the Latino fundraising event was supposed to be at the Playboy Mansion, but they had to move that to B.B. King's Blues Club because apparently the Playboy Mansion is a little too controversial for the Democrats. Yes, they are... They had to move that, and Hugh Hefner was hurt, but he said he's still okay with the Democrats. He said even tonight he is standing firmly behind as many women as possible. And yeah, well, tonight was what they called liberal night at the Democratic Convention. 4 Kennedys spoke, including Ted Kennedy. Ted spoke. He made an impassioned speech, but I thought he took a little bit of a cheap shot. He blamed Chappaquiddick on those damn Firestone tires. And And then Bill Bradley spoke. Bill Bradley spoke. I tell you, the crowd was electrified, literally, with cattle prod so they'd stay awake. No, he's an impassioned liberal for the liberal causes. Went over well with the crowd because, you know, this is a very liberal delegation here that goes to the Democratic Convention. There are 212 gay, lesbian, and bisexual delegates and 1 transgender delegate. I'm not kidding about that. Is he, she here? No, we're kidding about that. No, this is a female delegate from Minnesota who used to be a man. In fact, President Clinton said yesterday, not only does he not feel her pain, it hurts just to think about it. And they asked this delegate, they asked the transgender delegate what she thought of the Republicans. And she said, you know, that Bush is a phony. And trust me, I know a phony Bush when I see one. All right, let's meet our panel, a member of the prominent Bush family. He's the host of the radio show Bush League on Washington, D.C.'s Z104. Billy Bush is right over here. Billy Bush, hey, how you doing?
Thanks, Bill.
Nice to see you. Come on. I know he's the opposition. You can... She is the co-chair of the DNC and one of the 10 authors of 9 and Counting, the Women of the Senate. Your senator from California, Senator Barbara Boxer. Senator, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. There's Billy Bush. All right. A fabulous comedian. She is the fabulous host of those fabulous award pre-shows in the upcoming Political Fashion Preview, August 26th. On E. Joan Rivers is right over here. Hey, you could be a senator.
Yeah, sure.
You could be my senator. And he's a big-time movie star and Tony-nominated theater actor. His new film is David Mamet's State and Maine, opening in December. Alec Baldwin is right over here. Hello.
How are you, Nancy?
All right. Well, Billy Bush, you have your work cut out for you tonight, huh?
I feel like political chum tonight.
Well, we'll see. But I may be on your side on a couple of these. One of them I want to talk about, I mentioned in the monologue tonight, was the Latino fundraising event. It was supposed to be at the Playboy Mansion. They had to move it to the Hustler Superstore. No, I'm kidding. Now, the Democrats said that having it there would hurt their image.
Ridiculous.
I think so.
I mean, this Gore is suddenly worried about the image. They've taken all the money, which is not fair, from from Hefner and his daughter. They've done it all. They've accepted all that, and now the image. This is a man whose boss for 4 years had a girl under the desk, and they're worried about the Playboy image?
Well,
so stupid. Is it true? Don't get me, sis.
Joan?
I don't...
Did you...
Wait a second. You're telling me if I want to see an old guy in a bathrobe, go to an old age home. What is so big deal about the Playboy Club? Who cares?
Wait a second. I just want to say...
Bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah.
Bunch of hypocrites.
This is the last time I ever let a political crowd in as an audience.
Oh, what's that?
Seriously.
That's right. I just think it's stupid. What is a Playboy Mansion? It's childish.
Right.
If you want to go to the Playboy Mansion, go to the Playboy Mansion.
Right.
What do you think, Bill?
I think you're dreamy, Alec, and I always do. But, I think it's sad that people can't see the truth beyond their party, is what I think.
And how do you interpret that to be in this case?
Well, I think Joan Rivers is a very funny comedian and always has been, and it's just amazing that that was met with deafening silence because their politics overrode their sense of humor.
Bill, that's life. You know, you have to get real. You have people invited from the convention here. They're very excited, and when someone stands up and says you're a bunch of hypocrites, they should stand up for themselves. I think it's...
To all of you. Wait a minute. Joan wants to say something.
Yes. I know.
Hit it, Joan.
You and I work for the First Amendment together, God knows. Oh, no, I'm just saying, what is such a big deal?
You're right.
You're a Democrat.
Joan.
That the Playboy Mansion, when did that become disgusting to all of you?
You don't have to defend it.
That's so childish.
You're right. They are hypocrites.
Hypocrites. Damn hypocrites. And I don't know if I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat.
Me neither. Right.
I'm neither. But I find it stupid that we're so damn uptight
You're
in this
a key holder at the club, aren't you, Bill?
I'll tell you what, Alec, if I was a pretty boy like you, I wouldn't need to be.
To borrow from North Dallas Fort, it's a little bit like, he's like a three-legged cat running around a pond trying to bury his own poop. He's so confused right now.
Could you say that again?
He's like a three-legged... Can we play that back in slow motion? He's a three-legged cat trying to bury his own poop on a frozen pond. He's so confused. Al Gore.
Oh, I thought you were talking about someone...
No. The best thing for us to do, let's sit back. Let them... Right, it's rope-a-dope.
Okay.
It's rope-a-dope. Let him go. Go, man, go. What's the poop he's burying in the frozen tundra or whatever you say?
The campaign.
Go with the poop analogy.
I got the poop analogy. The analogy is that he's so confused. He's reacting to events and shaping events. I mean, there is, he assigns Joe Lieberman.
We were on your side, and now you brought in poop.
Wait a minute.
Joe says they're full of crap. You say he's got a poop problem.
Well, I need some help.
No, you don't. You're not going to get it from this group.
Well, brother, your name is Bush. You're not going to get it from this crowd.
You're not going to get it.
Where do you people come?
They've all
tell us about Gore. I want to hear about Gore's problem.
3 trips here, and then I'm not going to be on your side because your name is Bush.
It's just a leadership question. I mean, he's got Joe Lieberman here, that should answer the question of whether he's, if there's moral...
I hope you didn't come united, because half of you wouldn't be here.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because united, you're right.
Joe Lieberman is his partner, but that should answer the honor and integrity question. But yeah, something as small as this, here's a group, Playboy Mansion, they've supported democratic values, democratic issues all the way through.
Over the years.
I think
so what is the thing that Gore is trying to... What do you think is Gore's biggest problem? What makes Gore to you?
He wants to look like he's moral. I mean,
he's reacting instead of saying, you know what? It's not a big deal.
I'll tell you what I think Gore's biggest problem is that he took the Republican bait that this election is still about Bill Clinton's penis. That's why he appointed a holy man as his vice president. Gandhi apparently wasn't available.
When did Lieberman become a holy man? He's a I'm so sorry for Lieberman.
He is a holy man.
I'm so sorry for this poor guy. He's a perfectly normal man who happens to be Jewish, and now they're making him a holy man.
I got to take a commercial. We'll come back to this. Let me take the opportunity to plug the Senator's book. You and your 8 colleagues in the Senate who are female, 9 in counting, and you were talking about on Larry King the other day. I thought this was referring to Larry's wives, actually. But,
That's not funny.
Atlanta, Georgia, you're next.
Exactly. But I thought it was interesting that you said that all of you women in the Senate would refuse to campaign against any female incumbents. You're not going to campaign against each other, even if your ideology is absolutely opposite of the person you're up against. Why is gender more important than ideology?
It's a good question. It's hard to describe what it's like in the United States Senate when you're a female. We are in such a minority position. There's a bond between us. And I mean, it doesn't mean that we wouldn't, for example, help a political party if one of us is a Republican, the other's a Democrat. They could do some help for the party in the other state. But Bill, I'm just saying to you, it's hard to describe. I'm telling you the truth the way it is. There's a bond. Now, I think if we fast forward 40 years from now and there's 50 women in the Senate,
that's why they're here. I know. How do women's groups react to that? I'd love to hear the response you've got. I know
they love it. I think.
But he's sacrificing the ideology.
No, it's a fair.
Like Kay Bailey Hutchison, would you go campaign for her? No, you just wouldn't campaign against her.
But you should campaign against her. She's for everything you're not.
So you wouldn't campaign against? I want to clarify this.
I wouldn't go into
Kay Bailey Hutchinson's opponent. No. You wouldn't campaign against her. You wouldn't campaign for her.
She's a Republican from Texas.
I don't agree with Kay on a lot of issues. Environment, choice, blah, blah. But we're in this kind of a struggle that sort of transcends politics. And I would go and help someone who's running against her, but not in such a direct way. I wouldn't go into the state and hold rallies.
What if it was somebody terrible? You know, it's such a positive statement, such an absolute statement that you make. What if Ava Braun came in? You know what I mean? Like you go. Let me tell you, if Ava Braun came in, I'd reconsider. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Absolutely. You're right. What I'm saying.
So men are always wrong. This sounds like my marriage. It sounds like how things work in my house. The men are always wrong?
Men are wonderful. That's not
I just think it makes women sound weak. It makes them sound like
that's what
can't do.
Don't you think we've come beyond that? And I burned my bra, and I was wearing it, so that's how much I really... Gloria Steinem and I just put on the...
Very courageous.
Very courageous of us. So what I'm saying is, I understand it, but I think we haven't come beyond that, and I'm asking this as a real question.
You're right, and the answer is no. There's so few of us. And as I say, you know, if we look forward 30 years when Bill's sitting here, and God knows where I am,
but what if
it will be different when there are more women in politics. It's just, and we're really talking about the 9 of us. We're not talking about the Ava Brauns of the future.
If I just want to interject one thing, although there is one thing I am kind of sensitive to, and that is, if you look at people, if you look at the political schematic in this country today, and people think of almost kind of a quota aspect to it. How many people in the population are Jewish, and therefore how many people do we have in prominent positions in political life that are Jewish or black, African American, what have you. But one thing that I find is amazing is that there really is kind of a numbing shortage of women in public life, considering women make up half the population of the country.
Is that because
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Or is that because they're not being allowed into it?
The dirty secret of politics is that women don't vote for women.
Well, that's not true.
Of course it's true. You're 51% of the population. If you just voted for yourselves, you'd be in the majority.
If McCloskey would put on capri pants, you'd get a lot more votes from the younger.
But that's why she... No, that's why she won't put on capri pants. Because every woman won't vote for her.
Barbara McCloskey is the most popular politician in Maryland today.
I agree. She's from my neck.
So the point but I think Joan raised a good point. Why is it? We got the vote really yesterday. If you look back, you know, 1920. It may seem like a long time ago to the younger folks here, but it really was yesterday.
For each other. Women don't vote.
How do you think I got here? I got the women's vote. That's all I got.
Okay, but how come there's only 9 of you? California isn't the only state with half.
We're not running. Not enough of us are running yet.
Well, because
so
you
it's
don't...
hard to vote for a woman when she's not on the ballot.
But why?
More art. Well, because it's a whole long history.
They didn't vote for Liddy
working
Dole?
our way up.
They're not for Hillary Clinton?
Oh, yes, they are.
Not according to the polls.
Women in New York.
No, they're not.
Lazio wins that. Lazio wins that.
I just want to do that again. Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
Okay, we're still here with the Women's Leadership Forum on the second night of the convention. And now, Bush is ahead, and I think that's going to close the gap after the convention. And, yeah, okay, so... And this is Billy, this is your uncle?
Cousin, first cousin.
George, the candidate, is your cousin?
First cousin.
How come you didn't get the name George? I thought the whole family just figured, like you're not George W. or George B. or George,
It's like George Foreman.
Yeah.
Isn't all George Foreman's kids named George?
I got to be honest with them.
All
Thank God I don't have it in this room.
Right.
Yeah.
They're harmless and wonderful.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Hillary Clinton!
But,
listen, we're Democrats. We're really compassionate.
But that's great. Well,
George Bush!
I don't know what I am here. I just know the hypocrisy at this convention, as in all conventions. The Clintons hugging and kissing, and him kissing her hand yesterday, and then they go to separate sky boots and separate parties and separate bedrooms. I don't get it. I think he's a wonderful president. This country has never been in a better position. Don't see me that happy couple. Don't do that to me. Don't make me have to swallow that. Monica swallowed it.
Someone call a doctor.
Someone get a doctor.
No.
All right.
You know it's true.
All right.
Why can't we keep a politician
What is true?
a politician? Why do we have to make their private life something it's not, Alex?
It shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be an issue.
Shouldn't be an
And
issue.
don't make me sit there and watch
All right.
this crap. It really upsets me. And I'm a Democrat.
right.
Wait a minute. You
you
said
said you were
before
not.
you weren't.
I'm not. I am tonight. I'm not.
I need you here.
All right.
These people watch other shows. I'm a Democrat.
Go ahead.
Question.
I want to hear the question.
Ralph Nader.
Wait.
Ralph Nader is siphoning votes off from Al Gore.
Damn right.
Yeah! It's great.
And that is, I mean, it is true. It's an undeniable fact that the Green Party, by doing that, might elect 2 oil men to the White House.
Oh, yeah.
And I just...
An oil man, by the way, who's vice president, who shoved $43 million in his pocket since the Gulf War, which to me is indicative of why I'm a Democrat, because the Republicans... Cheney.
Just
when he ran Halliburton. He was Secretary of Defense.
Is that out of line with any other chief executive officer in the country?
$43 million in his pocket as he was the head of this company, which did all of its business overseas.
And it laid people
Republican
off.
leadership. I want to make one comment.
Is that out of line with any other chief executive officer in the country, especially one who's doubled the amount of business that they do and incredibly...
That's not the point. The question is he a war profiteer? He was over there running the Gulf War, came back, established all these contacts for Halliburton because of the war effort that we had there, and he shoved $43 million in his pocket. My point is this is the reason I'm a Democrat is because, and this is not true of Republican rank and file, to me it's essential that you distinguish between the Republican leadership that has hijacked this party in the last several years, this extremist, conservative, radical group of people. We distinguish between these people that have hijacked the party and rank and file Republicans.
What does it got to do with
when I say that Republicans, I'm really referring to the Republican leadership, they view the government as an opportunity to line their pockets and the pockets of their friends. Okay. An opportunity to line their pockets and the pockets.
Hurry up, Billy Bush.
Let me ask you this.
Government is a tool for them and their friends to get rich.
Who's been taking dividends from Occidental Petroleum Company for their entire life?
Who?
Al Gore.
Right.
Okay. And who? Arco, Chevron, huge donors to the DLC.
Right.
DLC really controlling this platform. That's big oil.
Right. And that's
big business. Why? How can you fight it?
What advantages did he create in the Middle East when he was
take a
Secretary
commercial.
of Defense? $43 million. Whatever you do, don't buy Ralph Nader's vote.
Joe Lockhart tomorrow, Holland Taylor, Representative Harold Ford, and Pat Harrison.